Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to Kids on the Living Edge. We are in our new series called Rise Up. We are talking about the death and the resurrection of Jesus and what that means for you, for me, and for the whole world. Well, we are on week 2, and I hope, boys and girls, that you've gotten a chance to see the first lesson, and you've talked about it with your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, and I hope that you get to tell other people about Jesus because he gives us hope, right? So before we get started today with our new lesson, we got to say our rules, right? So everybody rise up or stand up and let's say our rules together. You ready? Here we go. Love, listen, learn. Excellent job. You may have a seat. So remember, when we love, we listen. And when we listen, we learn. And when we learn, we grow. And of course, girls and boys, you know that we are growing to be like Jesus. That is the plan of God the Father, that we follow Jesus and learn to be like him. Well, boys and girls, I hope you're ready for Callie's World and for all that we're gonna learn today. She always has something exciting, right? I think it's cool how she's going camping with her family, and we'll see how that's going today. All right, let's take a look at Callie's World.
Campsite was an adventure. The first thing you do when you get to a campsite is that you have to put up a tent, which is super hard. We laughed a lot and couldn't seem to get the poles right, but finally we did it. It was cool watching my dad and mom, seeing how they fixed the problems together and helped my brother and me have fun. We sang songs and talked about things we saw on the trail leading to our campsite. I realized something. It surprised me. But at home, I always use my iPad or watch TV and don't really spend time with my family as much. When we were on the trail, we spent more time talking and helping each other. It helped me feel close to my family, and I really like that. Take a look at this picture. Isn't it fun? You know what else is fun? Today's Bible story. Let's listen together.
It's time for our Bible story. Today we will learn another fun story about Jesus. So after Jesus rose up to life from the place where he was buried, he appeared to his disciples, his friends, who followed his teachings and loved him very much. They saw Jesus go through really painful things. They thought he was dead, but now he was standing right in front of them. At first, they were afraid, but Jesus told them, "Don't be afraid." And soon, they weren't afraid anymore. They started to believe that Jesus was alive again and in front of their very own eyes. And then he did something that made them extra sure. He showed them his hands. His hands had scars that proved it was him, the same Jesus that was on the cross just a few days before. When something happens to you, like skinning your knee, when you're playing outside, usually you can see where you were hurt while it's getting better. Jesus showed them the places in his hands that were on the cross, and the disciples were able to see where his wounds used to be. Jesus went through all of that because he loved the world and wanted to save us all. When they saw the scars on Jesus' hands, the disciples knew without a doubt that it was truly Jesus. He really did raise up back to life. And because of what they saw with their own eyes, they would have the courage to tell others what they saw.
Our family really connected on the trip. I talked to a little squirrel. That was super fun. And my brother and I made funny and bubbly sounds like the water that was flowing next to the trail. That Bible story was something great though, wasn't it? I imagined the disciples were on a journey too, kind of like my family. They had to hike through all sorts of things together. Jesus brought them all together and helped them to believe. And Jesus does that for us too. No matter who we are, Jesus connects us to each other. When we believe in Jesus, together we can do things we couldn't do by ourselves. Well, gotta run now. I'm still trying to catch up on the sleep that I missed while I was camping. Thanks for tuning in and growing with me. Peace out.
Wow, camping looks like so much fun. I'm glad that Callie is getting to connect with her family. You know, she was saying how a lot of times she's looking at TV or she's on her iPad. And you know, those things are fun. There's nothing wrong with those things, right? But sometimes we get distracted and we spend more time with those things than with the people that love and care for us. I'm glad that Callie's learning how to connect with her family again. You know, boys and girls, that's what Jesus does for you and for me. You know, sin disconnected us from God and it disconnected us from other people. You see people fighting, people doing things they shouldn't be doing. But you know, just as Jesus connects us back to God, he wants us to connect us back to one another. And we saw with the disciples how after Jesus rose again, they started to become a new family. They cared for each other. They prayed for each other. They looked out for each other. And that's what God wants to do for all of us. So, boys and girls, if there's somebody in your house, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, or a friend, think of a way that you can connect with them. You can spend a little bit more time with them and with God by praying, reading his word, and singing him a song. Those are great ways to connect with God. So our big point for today, our big idea is that Jesus connects us to each other. You know, it's not always easy, but God will help you to connect with others. We're all different. We all do different things, but God can help you and he can help me to connect to the people that he loves. Well, boys and girls, I hope you like today's story and what God is doing in you. I know he's working in me to help me to connect to others. So I'll see you next time, and I hope you keep learning and I hope you keep growing. Bye-bye.